Revamp your space with Dark Academia and Farmhouse Charm, a moody home makeover. Hello everyone, I'm Emma, your guide to all things home and design here on Decor. If you love interiors that feel rich with history, layered with cozy textures, and filled with a sense of quiet mystery, then today's makeover idea is perfect for you. We're diving into a moody and elegant fusion of Dark Academia and Farmhouse Charm, a style that blends the warm, rustic elements of farmhouse decor with the intellectual, brooding beauty of Dark Academia. Imagine antique wooden furniture, warm candlelit corners, vintage bookshelves, and deep, muted tones all wrapped together to create a space that feels like a story waiting to be told. Whether you're looking to transform an entire room or add small touches of this style, I'll be sharing everything you need to create a home that feels cozy, sophisticated, and full of timeless character. So grab a warm cup of tea, settle into your favorite reading nook, and let's begin this moody home makeover journey together. The foundation of this style lies in its rich, dark, and earthy color palette. While farmhouse interiors often lean toward light neutrals, incorporating deeper tones like charcoal gray, deep olive, burnt sienna, and rich chocolate brown will instantly bring a moody elegance to your space. These colors create a backdrop that feels both intimate and sophisticated, perfect for setting the tone of a Dark Academia-inspired home. To balance the darkness, consider incorporating aged wood, soft candlelight, and warm metals like brass or antique gold. A rustic wooden table against a dark green wall, or a vintage writing desk in a candlelit corner, creates the perfect harmony between farmhouse warmth and old-world academia. One of the most captivating aspects of this style is its love for vintage furniture with a story to tell. Aged wood, distressed finishes, and intricate carvings instantly bring character and charm into a space. Think of a grand, well-worn bookcase filled with classic literature, an old farmhouse dining table surrounded by mismatched antique chairs, or a weathered leather armchair tucked into a reading nook. If you don't have access to authentic vintage pieces, you can easily recreate the look with thrifted finds, or by distressing newer furniture with chalk paint and a bit of sanding. The beauty of this style lies in its imperfections. Every scratch, every worn corner adds to the sense of history and nostalgia. Lighting plays an essential role in achieving the warm and atmospheric glow that defines both dark academia and farmhouse interiors. Instead of bright, modern lighting, opt for softer, layered sources of illumination. Brass table lamps with fabric shades, wrought iron sconces, and vintage-inspired chandeliers create a warm, golden ambience that feels both elegant and inviting. Candles are another must-have. Place them in antique candle holders on mantels, coffee tables, and bedside tables for that romantic, flickering glow. If you love a bit of drama, consider installing a Victorian-style candelabra in your dining space to truly elevate the mood. Bookshelves and libraries are at the heart of the dark academia aesthetic, and when blended with farmhouse charm, they become even cozier. A floor-to-ceiling wooden bookcase filled with leather-bound books, vintage globes, and brass trinkets creates a dreamy, intellectual escape. If space is limited, you can achieve a similar effect with stacked wooden crates used as makeshift bookshelves, or by incorporating a small reading nook with a vintage chair and a soft throw blanket. The key is to create a space that feels lived in, curated, and full of personal treasures. Whether that's a collection of classic novels, handwritten journals, or antique maps that tell a story of adventure and discovery. Textiles and soft furnishings add an essential layer of warmth and depth to this style. Instead of the bright, airy linens often seen in farmhouse decor, opt for velvet, wool, and heavy woven fabrics in deep muted tones. A dark floral or paisley patterned rug, thick velvet curtains, and plaid wool throws draped over an armchair will instantly add that moody, inviting feel. Mixing in soft, embroidered pillows and linen-covered seating balances the heavier fabrics and ensures your space remains cozy rather than overly dramatic. The goal is to layer textures in a way that feels both refined and deeply comforting. A space where you can curl up with a book and lose yourself for hours. Rustic details and vintage-inspired decor tie this entire aesthetic together. Small touches like old-fashioned clocks, vintage writing desks, pressed botanical prints, and ornate picture frames add personality and warmth. Aged mirrors with distressed frames can reflect candlelight beautifully, making a room feel more luminous. Don't be afraid to incorporate a bit of whimsy. Think antique apothecary bottles, wax-sealed letters, and dried flowers in ceramic vases. These little elements create an ambience that feels both scholarly and deeply nostalgic, perfect for a home that blends old-world charm with rustic elegance. For the kitchen, embrace a moody farmhouse atmosphere by incorporating dark wooden cabinets, open shelving filled with stoneware, and vintage copper pots hanging from a rack. A deep farmhouse sink, if space allows, can be a stunning focal point. Adding worn wooden cutting boards, ceramic bowls, and antique glass jars filled with tea leaves and spices creates an inviting and functional space. For a truly magical touch, display a vintage coffee grinder, an old-fashioned teapot, or a cast-iron skillet. Simple pieces that exude warmth and nostalgia. As we bring this home transformation to a close, it's important to remember that Dark Academia and Farmhouse Charm aren't just design styles, they're ways of life. This aesthetic is about embracing the beauty of imperfection, history, and the comfort of a well-loved space. By layering dark, rich colors with warm wooden elements, soft textiles, and vintage decor, you create a home that feels timeless, cozy, and full of personality. It's a space that invites you to slow down, enjoy the beauty of quiet moments, and surround yourself with things that tell a story. this guide has inspired you to create a home that feels moody, elegant, and deeply inviting. Whether you start small with candlelit corners and vintage decor, or fully immerse yourself in a dark academia and farmhouse fusion, the key is to make your space uniquely yours. Thank you for joining me here on Decor. And as always, I can't wait to see how you bring these inspirations to life in your own home. Until next time, happy decorating!